In 2024, Silicon Valley's grip on AI began to slip. A startup you've probably never heard of, DeepSeek, released an open-source model called R1. It wasn't just cheaper, it was smarter. For the first time, a $6 million project outperformed billion-dollar giants like OpenAI. How? By breaking every rule in the playbook. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, hit subscribe. We're breaking down AI's biggest shakeup in years, and you won't want to miss what's next. DeepSeek R1 wasn't built in a lab. It was forged in a hedge fund. Founder Liang Wenfeng stockpiled $50,000. NVIDIA, A100 chips before U.S. sanctions hit, then bet big on reinforcement learning. No human tutors, no curated datasets, just raw math problems and coding challenges. The result? A 671B parameter beast that thinks like a chess grandmaster and costs less than your Netflix subscription. R1's secret? A radical hybrid brain called MoEX, mixture of experts, scaled to extremes. Unlike GPT-4's dense neural network, MoEX uses 1024 specialized submodels. For a math problem, it activates only 37 billion parameters. For coding, a different 37B slice. Think of it as a factory where 1,000 specialists work in parallel, but only 10 clock in per task. The result? 3x faster responses at 60% lower cost. And here's the kicker. It taught itself through trial and error, not human tutors. Training R1 cost is $6 million. Meta's Llama 3.1 cost $60 million. How? DeepSeek skipped curated datasets. They fed R1 raw math problems and coding challenges, incentivizing it to think via reinforcement learning. No hand-holding, no safety rails, just pure problem-solving like raising a child on Sudoku and LeetCode. Watch R1 tackle this programming challenge. First, it generates a brute force solution, then critiques its own inefficiency. Step 2. It drafts a recursive approach, spots a Stack Overflow risk, and finally lands on an optimized ON algorithm. Total time, 14 seconds. GPT-4o took 32 seconds and couldn't show its work. DeepSeek didn't just open source R1's code, they dumped 800,000 reasoning logs. Every calculation, every backtrack, every aha moment. For developers, this is a masterclass in AI cognition. For OpenAI, it's a nightmare. Because now anyone can clone R1's logic. A 1.5B version runs on a $500 laptop. A 70B variant matches O1 Mini's performance for 1/10 the cost. Suddenly, the AI playing field isn't just level, it's inverted. But here's where global politics slams into tech. The U.S. banned exports of advanced AI chips to China, trying to cripple their progress. So DeepSeek did something genius. They took older NVIDIA chips, the ones the U.S. said were too weak to matter, and even China's homemade Huawei processors, then rebuilt R1 to run on them. Imagine entering a Formula One race with a Honda Civic and winning. That's R1, a model so efficient it turned hardware hand-me-downs into a supercomputer. At MIT, a team fine-tuned R1 1.5B to diagnose rare diseases using a Raspberry Pi cluster. Total cost? $7,000. Why rent GPT-4's brain for 0.06 per 1K tokens when R1 charges 0.06 per 1K tokens when R1 charges 0.002? R1's GitHub repo now has 42,000 forks. In Nairobi, devs built a Swahili-speaking R1 clone. In Bangalore, a student trained it to predict monsoon patterns. This isn't just open source. It's a global hive mind, and it's accelerating exponentially. DeepSeek didn't just build R1, they gave it away. MIT licensed weights, 6 distilled models, including a 1.5B version that runs on your grandma's laptop, and API pricing that's 96% cheaper than OpenAI. A college kid in Nairobi can now train a stock trading AI for $10. Take that, Silicon Valley. DeepSeek R1 isn't an AI model. It's a manifesto, a proof that innovation thrives when gatekeepers fall, that collaboration beats silos, that the next GPT might not come from a lab, but from a 19-year-old in Jakarta with a laptop and a dream. The AI revolution just went open source, and Silicon Valley's clock is ticking. If you're hyped about open source AI smashing monopolies, smash that subscribe button. We've got deep dives on R1's code, exclusive benchmarks. DeepSeek R1 isn't just a model, it's a movement. For $6 million, they've proven that innovation beats billions, and openness beats oligopolies. Will OpenAI adapt or collapse? Either way, the AI arms race just got a lot more interesting. For Codex Dev, I'm Sharan. Stay curious, stay rebellious, and keep coding the future.